Welcome everyone to another episode of Catchup, and today our guest, while we're in Canada, in Brampton, is Miss Gladrin Addo, Mrs. Addo.
That's correct, yes.
Yes, that is correct. Because she has a special name, I have Nackia's special name, so I have to make sure I pronounce it right.
Gladrin Addo, you're right, yeah.
Thank you so much for agreeing to be on this program. Thank you, Steve. Big up, Mr. McDonald, for connecting us. I appreciate it. All right. So the first question I normally ask is, what was your graduating class?
You mean what year?
Yeah, year group. Yeah.
I think it's 83, 1983. Yeah. Whatever year Steve said.
Whatever year Steve said, that's Steve's year.
I think it's 1983, yeah.
So give everyone a very high level in terms of milestone from graduating from Manning's in Westmoreland till now in Canada. What has been your high level path?
Wow. Since graduation, I worked at a swap shop.
Yes.
I believe it was called. It was right next to Courts.
Mm-hmm.
I worked there for maybe 2 years. And after that, I went to Stony Hill. What have I been before or after? I'm confused.
Just tell us. They're not going to verify.
Stony Hill Art Academy. Mm-hmm. And then I went, after that, I came to Canada in 1991. 1991, yes. I came to Canada. And I've been working since. I went to school. I went to Humber College.
Yes.
And I started, I finished Humber College. I did hospitality management. And then I actually did a course in human resource management. And then I later went to York University. I was there for a year and a half. I didn't complete my degree. I stopped midterm and I got a job working in the hospitality industry. I've been doing that, or I did that for quite some time.
Mm-hmm. More than 5 years.
More than 5 years, that's correct. Then I went into the freight industry. I worked with a company called Consolidated Freightways.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, I got married, and then I worked with the bank up until October of 2015. I went on my own, and I've been doing my business full time since then. So basically, left Jamaica, came to Canada, worked in Canada, had a child, got married.
And now an entrepreneur.
And now I'm an entrepreneur, yes.
Tell us about your business.
My company's name is called Share Elegance Weddings.
Yes.
Weddings and events with a focus on weddings. So primarily 95% of my clients are brides.
What do you do for them though?
I look at it from a design perspective. So essentially when a client comes to see me, we discuss the design of the wedding more so than the decorating aspect, because you can actually just decorate a room as opposed to design a room. I can get like a venue, a venue that literally has nothing, and I can transform that venue. I can take this room, for example, and I can bring in chairs and tables and cutlery and linens and just transform it into whatever the client wishes.
A totally different space.
Totally different, absolutely. So I do that, and I've been doing that successfully for the last 10 years.
You love it?
I love it.
You should see your face.
I love it. I love it. I realized I actually had the knack for designing. And I remember that I went to this course. It was the gentleman was from Europe.
Yes.
And he wanted to see my book with my pictures.
Yes.
And I showed it to him. I had like this small album that I had my pictures in. And he asked me where I'd studied, and I said to him, I hadn't studied anywhere. He said, no, where did you study? And I said, nowhere. It's like, how did you learn to do this? And I said to him, I don't know, I just see something, I'll see a piece of fabric,
yes,
or I see an accent piece, or any kind of accessory, whether it's a vase or if it's a pen. I know in my mind where I'm going to place it. So it just comes that way. And then he said to me, you don't belong in this class. We're going to send you on to the next class.
Aww.
So I skipped that beginner class. I went to the next class. And then I just learned the different trends. So every year I try to see what's
new, what's coming.
New. That's right. Depends on the color of the year.
Yes.
What's going to be this year, what the brides are looking for. Yeah, and I just, at the bank, I used to have, we had like computer with 2 different screens.
Yes.
So one would have the banking, investment banking. One would have my wedding gun.
So do you get clients? Is it mostly from referrals?
From referrals, yes. A lot of referrals. Then I started doing bridal shows. Yeah, because I was only, not to say only, but most of my clientele were my own, you know, whether it's Jamaican or my husband is Ghanaian.
Yes.
I was born in Canada, but he's originally from Ghana, or his parents are from Ghana. So I was getting a lot of African clientele in Jamaica, but I wanted to branch out and reach everybody. So I actually started doing bridal shows. And then I started doing everybody's wedding, whether it's white people or Chinese. I've done pretty much Italians, Chinese, Caucasians.
Yes.
What I realize is that once someone sees that you know what you're doing and you're good at what you do, they'll come to you regardless of your color. And that's how I transitioned to. It is true though. Yeah.
How does it feel when it's done and your bride is pleased? How does that feel?
That's the best part of it.
Yeah.
Before I used to wait until I'd go home. I'd try to relax, and then maybe I'd go back at maybe say 10 o'clock in the night.
Yes.
To make sure I always see my brides, always, to make sure they're happy. So once I walk into that venue and I see them, and they call me Jennifer. Jennifer is my middle name. I'd be like, Jennifer. And the moms, they'd be calling their moms or their aunties or their sisters. Everybody'd be hugging me. But then I realized once I started doing that, I'd have to wait until the event finished.
Yes.
So I'd go there maybe at 10.
Yes.
The event finishes at like 2 a.m.
Yes.
So I'm there waiting until the event finishes. So what I do now, I wait at the venue until the bride gets there. And she has a first look. And I know she's happy.
And you can see the
and
look.
And I can
that
see
first
the right
look.
Absolutely.
When the breath,
absolutely.
Right? And you're like, yes!
It's amazing.
That is your crack.
It's amazing. It's amazing. I've cried with my bride sometimes.
Yes!
And they're crying. I'm like, oh no, don't you ruin
because they're going to ruin the makeup.
Yeah.
So for brides who want to find you, how do they find you? What's the best way?
Instagram, social media is very, very big. I'm on Instagram, Share Elegance Weddings. I have a website also, sharemyelegance.com.
Sharemyelegance.com.
Yeah,
so that's different from the Instagram.
That's correct. Share Elegance Weddings is an Instagram name. And my website is sharemyelegance.com.
Okay.
SHEER.
And you should be able to see it on the screen right now.
Right. And my Instagram page is also accessible from my website as well.
And
I do bridal shows also.
Bridal shows. Yes. Where are your bridal shows here in Canada?
In Canada, yes. I've done bridal shows in Toronto and also in Mississauga and Brampton.
So you told us about your work, and there's a reason. This is important. This is important. So I spend a lot of time so that people will know how to find you and what you do, because you never know. I'm telling you, good service is hard to find.
It is actually.
So tell me, so you already told me about your family. So you have one?
I have 2 boys.
2 boys.
Yeah, I have 2 boys, Kamish and Jaden.
How many years married?
18.
18 years.
18 years married. Kamish's dad lives in Jamaica. My husband with Jaden's dad is here. So yeah.
What's the most important thing that marriage has taught you? In 18 years. In
18 years.
By the way, this is
to be
not on the script.
To be humble.
Because I have to ask.
To be humble.
Yes.
I used to be, my husband is a very, I'm not going to say soft-spoken. He's very, he's got a softer nature than mine. I was more the
driver,
and the Jamaican
expressive.
Person. Yeah, and I have to. It has to be done my way and right away, and
I cannot relate. By the way, they know better.
Right away, I need it yesterday. Why are you still sitting down? And I try to get up and do it myself because I'm thinking it has to be done right away.
I am so patient with my husband. He's gonna laugh.
But I learned. God humbled me because when I was praying for my husband, he was very quiet, very kind of laid back, and I was like, God, just let him lead. Just let him step up. And I got more than I bargained for.
Yes.
To the point where, it's it really humbled me when I realized, sometimes even when he doesn't know that I'm hearing him or someone will tell me, he'll say, you know, whenever he does something, he'll think first, what would Jen say? What would Jen do before he does it?
Yes.
And I realized that made me think differently, that why am I even fighting? Why am I even trying to get my own way?
When did that time come? How many years in the marriage before you flipped?
Maybe about
7 years, 8?
Maybe 5, 6 years.
5, 6 years.
That's my 6th year. Yeah. Yes, I'm doing a lot better and I've come a long way. I've come a long way.
So you see, guys, just hang in there.
Yeah, I've come a long way. I'm more humble. I'm more humble. I'm more humble than anything else.
Yes.
Yes, I still have my strength.
Yes.
But I use it more to help him. Absolutely.
Because you're you.
Absolutely. I use my strength more to help him as opposed to trying to fight him and trying to get him to do it my way. So it's really been a humbling experience.
I'm not saying a word for this episode. What are your hobbies?
My hobbies, I read a lot. Not a lot. When I do have time to read, I read. Pretty much from my laptop. And I sing a lot at home.
Sing it, okay, I was sing in church or you're in the choir?
No. I sing in the shower.
You sound good in the shower. I sound fantastic in the shower.
I'm amazing.
Record deal any day now.
Amazing in the shower, I tell you, girl. But yes, I read a lot and I love to sing. The odd times I dance. My husband's from a culture where they dance continuously.
Yes.
Every music. If you're at a baby's birthday party, they dance. So I've kind of gotten accustomed to that.
And you just were there. You were just in Africa.
I was in Ghana for 2 weeks. This is my 3rd time actually.
Yes.
The first time I went for a month. And then the last time 3 weeks, now 2 weeks. Because I had events I had to do. So I had to kind of structure my time prior to going, and then coming back, I just came straight back.
What do you enjoy about Ghana?
Ghana, the warmth of the people.
Yes.
And that's not even a cliche, it's the actual truth.
Yeah.
They're very, very warm people. The food, it's kind of, most of the stuff they cook is similar to what we eat, but it's got a different kind of seasoning.
A flavor.
It's more tomato based, so, but the people, and I've actually gotten to love the places.
Yes.
Because my husband makes sure when he takes me home, because he knows Jamaica is a tourism country, I'm always trying to show him off when I take him to Jamaica. So he's trying to do a one-up on me when I go to Ghana. So I'm trying to take him to the nice resorts, and but I love the people, his family, they're amazing. They treat me very well, yes, that I love.
So we're going to shift into Manning school days. See if we can try to remember your favorite teacher, subject, and memories. Who was your favorite teacher? Did you have a favorite
Mrs. Wagstaff.
Really?
Mrs. Wagstaff, English teacher. Mrs. Wagstaff. And there's another teacher, Miss Kapalsin, PE.
Yes.
I used to like her a lot.
Yes. Yeah. I think I just saw her on Facebook getting an award.
Oh, yeah?
That woman, Mrs. Kapalsin.
Mrs. Kapalsin. Yes. Mr. Stone was a good guy, too.
Yes.
Used to teach science. Yeah, Mrs. Stone, but my favorite was by far
Mrs. Wagstaff.
Mrs. Wagstaff. Seen her quite a few times since I've been going back home.
What's your favorite subject?
English.
English? I cannot read. I do not like English.
I love it.
Give me my math any day.
I'm horrible at math. I can't do math to save my life.
Yes.
English was always and because I read a lot, I mean, it always came more naturally to me than anything else, yes.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, memories. What memories make you smile and make you feel warm in your belly?
What memories from Manning school? I remember netball.
Yes.
Netball, and I didn't play a lot, but my friends did, so I'd always hang out with them. And we used to have what's the thing?
What? Parties, fetes, what?
No, it's champs.
Champs. Oh yes.
Yeah, I was in Sigri House at Manning's. We used to have
that sports day.
It was sports day.
Sports day.
Yeah, it was
But champs too was also a big deal.
Yeah, champs was a big deal too. Yeah, but yeah, my favorite memories. Yeah. Even though it's sports and I wasn't really athletic then, but then I used to love that part of it. Yeah, I did actually.
What words would you use to describe your personality in high school? Back in high school.
I used to talk a lot, but surprisingly, the girls I used to hang out with, they were all glamour girls. I wasn't the glamour girl. I could hold my own, but I used to talk a lot. I used to talk because I knew that I could speak the language well. I could hold a conversation. So I felt comfortable in that atmosphere. You know, it's a matter of, I was in my comfort zone when I could debate. Yeah, so I used to be on the debate team. And, you know, so that kind of, I kind of was drawn
to the languages.
That's correct, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what about today? What words come to mind when you describe your personality?
My personality? Loyal.
Loyal.
First and foremost, very loyal. People say I'm reserved. I don't think I am, but I am. I could be. I think it's more a matter of, I think I'm always waiting for somebody to embrace the situation. Then once I see the situation has opened up, then I go in. You know, it's a transition period for me. It's hard for me to just walk into a room and just start a conversation. Not for lack of confidence. That's not the issue. It's just me. I'll just wait to see people open up first, and then once they open up, then I gravitate towards them.
Yes, you want a meaningful connection.
That's correct. And sometimes it can be misconstrued as though I'm reserved, but no.
Okay, understood. Is there something that you used to believe about yourself, like back in high school, that now you look back, it wasn't true, or it has changed significantly?
Yeah, you know, I think back then, I used to see kids who were, they were more, their parents were more affluent. They had nicer stuff.
Yes.
I didn't have those things, and I thought I would have to have those to be
happy.
You know,
and up there, accepting.
What a joke. What a joke.
Have you gone back home and seen the changes with those families too? Time is a thing, right? Time is a thing.
I tell you. No, seriously.
I understand.
I'm like, why? Why did I ever think that? I remember once, what's funny, I used to work at during the summer at a job at Public Works. It's a Public Works where they had the Public Works is where Public Works. I used to have a job there.
Yes.
And there was one girl, we were supposed to wear jeans one particular day to work, and I didn't have a pair of jeans. And she's like, "You don't have jeans?" I'm like, "No, I don't have jeans." And she was laughing at me. I have so many pair of jeans. And I thought I had to have jeans. And I have the jeans, I don't even wear them sometimes.
I understand. I remember, so what gives me joy today, and I kid you not, is opening up my drawer and seeing choices of undergarments and clothes and seeing choices of jeans, because I remember the days when I had to rotate just a few.
There you go. Yeah.
And I didn't own a jeans. I went to teacher's college, finished teacher's college, and didn't own a pair of jeans.
Interesting. You know, I can relate.
I'm drinking Lasco for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. There were so many creative recipes with Lasco. I tell you, that company has saved many lives. Right? And so when you said that about the jeans,
can resonate with you.
Because I used to say, I wonder if one day I could own a pair of that.
By God's grace.
Yes, during a stage in my life. So yes. What advice would you give your younger self?
My younger self? Not to listen to everything people say. I never even growing up, I mean, even when I didn't have things, I never for 1 minute lacked self-confidence. I always had in the back of my mind, like, I'm not going to let this affect me.
Yes.
Even I would try to
rise above it. Yes.
But I always say to myself, I won't let this affect me. You know, even as much as it seemed as it was crowded in on you, I'd always try to rise above it and not let it affect me. And I think if I tried harder, I would have accomplished maybe, if I'd realized sooner. If I'd realized sooner, I could have saved myself the stress of thinking.
And the pain.
Thinking some things that weren't even worth thinking.
Thinking some things that weren't worth thinking. I'm still doing that. Thinking things that's not worth thinking. Oh my goodness. Every time I think I keep cleaning out the crap, I find new crap. Catch up into some crevice and corner of my mind. And I said, I have to pull you down too and clean you out. And it's old things.
Old things, you know. But I mean, when I look back at it, I'm like, why on earth did I ever think differently about myself? Why did I allow some things to affect me negatively? I remember once I had this girlfriend back home, nice girl. She had entered Miss Manning's or something, and she was going to see her boyfriend that day, and she wanted me to come along. So his friend, the boyfriend's friend, asked her who she was bringing with her, and she said she called my name, and he wanted her to describe me. And she was afraid to describe me because I was fat and short here, and maybe in her mind I wasn't pretty. And I look back and I laugh because I've gone home and I've seen the difference. I've seen people change, and situation change people.
I'm sorry. There's so many parallels I can understand.
True.
Here, my hair, for some reason, growth was not its thing, and it was red like fisherman. You know, before that fisherman.
My dad was a fisherman. Yeah, that was a
fisherman. So I don't know why we get the red. I don't know where we get the redhead from. And it couldn't. This is like a black pepper grain or picky could not grow. So now I bite. And my husband love me with or without.
With or without. I take off men at night and I put it on.
And it didn't matter.
It's true.
It didn't matter. But I thought I was ugly for so many years, and I would never be, and I would never be loved, and I would never be accepted.
No,
for so many years.
And the funny thing is, even though those things, I've just been blessed in the relationships I've had.
Yes.
Like, you know, with male. I've never really, even if I thought to myself that I wasn't as beautiful,
they loved you.
Yeah, and I always had men who treated me well.
Yes.
Always.
Walk us through one of the most challenging seasons in your life, and what did you learn about yourself?
One of the most, I've had a couple, but the last year was a hard year. I lost 2 sisters to breast cancer last year.
Yes.
One was 4 years my junior, and one was 2 years my senior. Both of them actually went to Manny's also.
Yes. What are the names?
My 2 sisters are Beryl Gill. My younger sister was called Beryl, and my older sister was called Pollyanna. So Pollyanna and Polly died. They died a week apart from each other. Yeah, they both had breast cancer, and both went into remission, and the cancer came back the same time in both of them. So I buried one. One died October 23rd. The other one died November 1st. So I buried Beryl here in Canada. Then I went back to Jamaica.
Wow.
And I buried Polly. It was horrendous. Years before, when I turned 40, I had a stroke, and I thought that was hard. But then in retrospect, I realized that was nothing. That was a preparation for last year. Because it was only by God's grace. It is only by God's grace. Because there are some days where it's really hard. Because even this wedding season, Beryl used to come with me to the weddings and stuff. Because when she got sick, just before she died, she had actually done most of the weddings with me in the summer. And the cancer came back, and in less than 6 weeks, she was gone. With me 1 minute working, and the next 6 weeks later, I'm burying her.
What did you learn?
That I'm stronger than I think I am, and that I underestimate. I know God is good, but I underestimate exactly how good He is, because even through the tragedy, when I'm trying to understand why it was hard, you know, I was even thinking, why both of them? I still have conversations with him all the time. People say you shouldn't question him, but I ask questions sometimes, like, why both of them? You know, not even one. They both died not knowing the other one had died. Because Beryl died first, and then Polly had actually gone into surgery. And then when she came out of surgery, she was asking me for Beryl. And she had just died 2 days before. And I couldn't tell her that she had died.
She's recovering.
That's correct. Yeah, I just said to her, she's in the hospital. I mean, the body was there, but I'm just saying to her, she's in the hospital. Just take care of yourself and we'll talk. And then she actually had a blood clot, and then she died less than a week later. Wow. So both of them died, not knowing the other one had died. And it was a time for me to really, really sit back and try to understand what it was God was trying to show me. It just sounds, it sounds strange, or it just sounds as though I'm trying to, I just want to understand. What are you trying to tell me? What is the lesson in this? And I still question it sometimes. I see now some things, and I understand that it is His will. But it was hard. It is still hard, but I learned I'm a lot stronger. I did both their eulogies, and I was able to do, Well, Beryl actually wanted, we called her Gay. Gay was her pet name. She actually knew, she prepared herself for death. Because when the cancer came back and the doctors told us, she just accepted it. And I went to my pastor and I'm saying to him, I'm a believer. My sister was a believer. And yet still she's here planning her funeral. I was thinking she had lost faith. And then my pastor said to me, I shouldn't
look at it that way.
I shouldn't mistake wisdom for faith, or her lack, or lack of belief there, if you will. He said to me, her faith allows her to understand that if God wishes to take her, she's okay going. So she chose the songs. She wanted to be sung at the viewing, the song for the funeral. She chose the group of us to take care of the casket. Everything she selected. The only thing she said to me, I was to dress her. She wouldn't tell me how to dress her because she knew I would make her look good. And she asked that nobody was supposed to wear black. She said she had gone home to be with God. They were to come out and celebrate.
Yes.
Everybody had to wear bright colors. And she said she wanted fresh flowers for the funeral. She always hated silk flowers, or fake as we call it. So she asked me to give her fresh flowers. And she wanted lots of candles. So she actually, we talked about her death before she died. Just conversations we used to have, not knowing. I didn't know the time was going to be that short. And I didn't want to talk about it. And she was saying to me, okay, well, how about we look at it as though you're doing my 50th party?
So, do you live life differently since?
I do. I try to, the things that don't matter or shouldn't matter, I try to put things more in perspective. I used to prioritize, but even more so, family.
It's like laser. It's like refining.
Yeah, absolutely.
And focus.
Real focus. And my relationship with God has changed tremendously. I've always had a good relationship with God. I was always a believer, always a Christian. Well, not always, until when I got saved. But then I realized now it's so important because there's nothing after this. After there's nothing else. There's nothing else. I don't want to sound morbid, but just know that when you die, or when the time comes, that you're ready.
And you're living the life that you will be.
And the funny thing is, there are days when every day, there's never a day that passes that I don't think about them.
Yes.
And there are times when I'm feeling a bit down, or I'm thinking something, and I'll be like, oh, Gay wouldn't want me to do that, or she didn't want me to think that. And I'll be feeling guilty, like I'm going to go somewhere. I'm like, Gay would have been here. And then she would, or just hear her voice, go on, that way I have to do. Just putting me in my place.
Yes.
Yeah. Stop Salmon. Just go and, I always use that word Salmon. Exactly what it means. She said I should try to figure it out.
Yes.
Yeah. I should just enjoy life and just be me.
Yes.
Yeah.
What is the best advice you ever received from someone else?
From someone else? Actually, the other sister in Jamaica, Polly, she actually had come to Canada. Well, she came here multiple times. But this one time she came, and she came to my office space, and she was She came with oil. She was anointing the doors and praying. At that time, I was talking about the clientele that I had, and she was saying to me, at that time, I was afraid to put my picture on my website because I was thinking, what if somebody saw me and they want to come to see me, but because I'm black, they don't want to come, you know? And she said to me, so what if you don't put your picture and they still come to see you? They come to your office and you're black. They're either going to take you because the work is good and forget about your color. So put your picture on your website. Don't let that hinder you from, you know, from reaching out to whatever clientele you want to tap into. If they have to see your picture and they disregard you, then they're not meant for you. That's not the kind of client that's meant for you. If they see your picture and they embrace you even more, then that's good. It sounds as though it's just a simple thing, but for me, it was a huge thing. It's a huge thing because that has helped me immensely.
Yes.
Immensely in my business, absolutely, immensely.
Really?
Immensely, you know, absolutely. Longest time I was scared to associate the name with the face. But then, I'm good at what I do. So for me, if you come and you see me and I'm black, you know,
it's good.
And that has not stopped anyone, at least to my knowledge.
Yes, that you know of.
That I know
and
of.
who is supposed to be for you will be for you.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Let me tell you, you're not the only one. And so what you just said is going to speak to many in terms of, will they accept me for me? And is my work good enough? And is it because of my race? Is it because of my sex? Is it because of my nationality? Will they have time to go over that to see my work?
Absolutely.
And you don't want it to be a hindrance to your work.
Absolutely.
And the struggle is real.
It's real. It's real. It's real.
I walk the struggle in a different way in corporate America in terms of, will they look beyond to know that I can do the work, or will my race, my skin color, and I do have a bold personality too, will they be intimidated by that energy and strength, or will they go beyond and embrace and understand? Are they open? And so I understand. Yes. What does success mean to you?
Success. It's for me, it's an accomplishment. Things that I've been able to do, irrespective of whether or not it gave me money or I made money from it. I mean, right now, I can honestly say my business has progressed to the point where I can say I make good money from my business. I worked in investment banking for 13 years, and I was making more money part-time doing my weddings than I was at the bank. So even when I left the bank and I started doing my weddings full-time, it wasn't about the money. It was me being able to accomplish something that made me feel good
and fulfilled.
That I fulfilled. You know, the bonus is I get paid to do it. I love it and I get paid to do it.
You look green. I'm very jealous. Do you know how fantastic that is?
I get paid to do what I love.
Do you even know how fantastic that is and how many people yearn for that? To do something that has purpose and meaning, and they're good at, they enjoy it and get paid for it. It seems those things don't eclipse very often.
I remember my pastor came to my office, and he was just there with me talking, and he was saying to me, just look at it as though it's my ministry, you know. And people are getting married, you know, so treat it that way. Integrity, you know, just look at it as it's your ministry, you know. This is your calling. So even when I do my weddings, and it's a whole different level.
You can feel it's like something supernatural.
It is. It's a whole different level.
It's anointing.
And every wedding, it seems as though it's a new wedding to me.
Yes.
I guess when I get to the point where I look at a wedding
and you're bored. Yeah, you've been there, done that.
Then it's time for me to leave. That's not going to be so, you know. When I get to that point, then it's no longer. It's time for me to stop. But everything is always so fresh and so new.
Well, I'll be jealous of that.
It's an accomplishment, and that is success for me. Forget about the money.
One day I'm going to say those words.
The money's bonus.
One day I'm going to say that word.
Do what I love to do.
Money's bonus. One day I'm speaking it into being. What are you most proud of?
What am I most proud of? My family, my husband and my 2 boys.
Yes.
We live in a world where I hear a lot of people talk about their kids and stuff, and I've just been blessed. And I say that because I truly feel that way. My son is 27. Kamish is 27. Jaden is 15, and they both know God as your Lord and Savior. And my husband, so it's just. Well, I remember the time when Kamish came to me. He doesn't really talk much. He's very quiet. And he just came to see me and he said to me, Mom, when is the next baptism at church? And I was shocked. And I just said to him, oh, I'll call church and I'll find out. And he just went back downstairs. And I was like, he was like 22. Woo! He could have asked me anything. But he had when is the next baptism? And for me, that was one of the best days of my life. Yeah, and it is what it is.
At the end of your life, this is the last question. What do you want us to remember most about you?
I'm a nice person. It's true. I'm a nice person. I'm very loyal. I'm very I'm nice. I've got a nice. I believe even when somebody comes to see me, even in my business or when I used to work, whatever job I had, if for whatever reason, if a client doesn't book with me, I don't think it's my personality or me. Maybe it's the money or something else. Or then you have found somebody, whatever it is. But I've always believed and I've always tried to be the best person I can be. Not always, but in the last years of my life, at least the last 10 years. I can honestly say that when Mama died and people were talking about Mama, and I said to myself, when I die, I want people to say the same things about me. They always say, Miss Winnie was such a nice lady, Miss Winnie this, Miss Winnie that. And I'm saying to myself, I want people to say the same thing about me. And I know Mama was loyal. I know Mama had a good heart. And I look at myself all the time. And even when I'm struggling, I say, God, you know my heart. Whatever thought just crossed my mind, whatever I may have said, you know my heart. And as long as you know my heart, you know that this is what I'm feeling. So the negativity, whatever it is that may come across to somebody or it may seem that way to them, just blind your eyes to that. Because I don't want people to see negative about me. Because it's not who I am.
Understood. Aww.
So just learn that she was nice and she loved dress up.
She always look hot.
I try. Like I said to my friend, I was getting married, and the officer said to me, "What hairstyle are you wearing to the wedding?" Because you go to work and
I changed. I changed, girl. I changed.
Today is short, tomorrow long.
Yes. They don't know what's coming next week. I wear blue and black hair to work. They were like, "What?" Anyways, back to you.
Yeah. my boss said to me, "What's going on?" I'm like, "What do you mean?" She's like, "You can just have long hair today." I'm like, "Oh, it was just curly." And then I would say to her, "Feel it." She's scared to touch it. And I'm like, "Okay, don't touch it. If you're scared, don't touch it." Because I'm thinking she's gonna go pull it off. Yes. And I was saying to her, my hair is like an accessory.
Yes.
I change it, I put it on if I'm feeling funky.
Yeah.
Funky if I'm feeling polished. It's got a polished look.
I even shaved my head off. Anyway, that's a different story. They've seen the video. Yes. So I can relate with your hair being an accessory. It was such a pleasure to meet you. I am just meeting this woman and she's extraordinary. I love your energy. And it was a pleasure sitting with you.
Same here.
Thank you for saying yes. I didn't even know if you knew what was Catchup when you said yes.
I was in Ghana and I got the message. I got the thing from Steve.
She was in Africa and she said yes. Oh my gosh.
It was good.
Oh, thank you. Guys, please like our videos. That thumbs up. Please share our videos with your schoolmates. And please subscribe to our YouTube channel to catch up with your schoolmates and former teachers every week on Mondays. Have a blessed day, guys. Bye-bye.